I have said the word J-farming a lot in my videos. Now, what does it really mean and how do you do it? In this episode, I'm going to show you how. So what is J-farming? It is a term that is born from only the most hardcore Pokemon Go PvP players. To farm something means to get a lot of it, basically. For Pokemon Go PvP players, it means to stockpile on energy way past the requirement needed to pull off a charge move. This allows your Pokemon to be able to fire off 2, maybe even 3 consecutive charge moves, and if you do that, then you're far ahead of the battle. Why do we J-farm? Farming is crucial in PvP. It is literally one of the most important things to learn to be a hardcore PvP player. And it's because we might need to even pull off our charge move the next time around. You take down your opponent's Pokemon, but do you know what's coming in next? Wouldn't you rather have stored energy with a charge move ready to go to have a better matchup? Alright, so how do we do it? It's extremely simple, but it takes the knowledge of counting fast moves and managing your energy to perfect J-farming. There are multiple ways that you can be able to do this, but the simplest way to explain it is that if you're able to take down your opponent with just fast moves prior to them pulling off their charge move, do it! If you know it'll take a while for your opponent to get to their next charge move and you already have a charge move ready, here is the time to J-farm. Because if their fast move doesn't do a lot of damage, this is the perfect opportunity to be able to farm up, get as much more excess energy before you actually knock out your opponent's Pokemon. If you're doing this, your opponent knows that you have a whole lot of stored energy, and this is gonna put a lot of pressure on if they should shield or not. Next, we're gonna be talking about managing your energy, and here I'm gonna try to say it in the most simplest way I know how to. Pokemon can only store up to 100 energy. Remember this. Each fast move has its own amount of energy gain, and each charge move has its own energy requirement to be able to go off. For example, let's talk about Swampert. Community Day Swampert has access to preferred moves like Mud Shot, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but it gains 9 energy per Mud Shot. Alongside also having Hydro Cannon, which takes 40 energy to go off, and Earthquake that takes 65 energy to go off. This means that you will need to have to do 5 Mud Shots to be able to get 45 energy to pull off a Hydro Cannon. And you'll need to do 8 Mud Shots to get 72 energy to be able to pull off Earthquake. So what happens with all this extra energy? Does it disappear? Does it go to waste? No, it stays as excess energy, which means if you were to pull off 5 Mud Shots, you will have 45 energy, which means if you were to pull off 5 Mud Shots, you'll have 45 energy. Then you're gonna pull off a Hydro Cannon, which is gonna use 40 energy. That leaves you with 5 energy remaining. At that point, if you do another now 4 Mud Shots, you'll have 41 energy, and that's gonna be more than enough to be able to pull off a second Hydro Cannon. Why is this important? Because you want to keep track of how much energy you actually have, knowing how long it will take you to be able to get to your next charge move, but also knowing how much energy you actually have stored in the back. Also, you don't want to overfarm. What? You can overfarm? Yes. If you gain more than 100 energy, it's all going to waste, you're not gaining anything, and you're just wasting your time. Now I'm going to show you guys some examples of how to do J-farming properly, but I'm also going to show you some common mistakes that people make when trying to do this. Number 1, lock-in farming. Lock-in farming is when you start off with a positive matchup against your opponent and they are to switch out and bring in your counter, but then you have the opportunity now to be able to switch in as well to their counter. Once this happens, if you are hard countering them, you will be able to lock in farm them. And here, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. So we're gonna be starting off with our Lantern. He's gonna be starting off with his Skarmory. He's gonna swap out, bring in his Venusaur, and now we have that Venusaur locked in. We're gonna bring in our Skarmory, and we are not gonna pull off a single charge move. We don't care. He throws Frenzy Plant, he throws Sludge Bomb. We don't care. We're not shielding anything because now we have Skarmory exactly where we need him. We need him to be able to take out the grass, and that is exactly what he's gonna do. He was just able to just J-farm all the way down, be able to just completely ruin that Venusaur. We don't care if our Skarmory goes low in health. He's able to pull off 2 Sky Attacks now. So we took down the Venusaur, exactly what Skarmory was meant to do, and he was able to pull off 2 Sky Attacks, obviously either baiting a shield or baiting 2 or doing a whole lot of damage to that second Pokemon. Number 2, should have shielded farming. Now, this is an opportunity where you pull off a charge move and your opponent doesn't shield. It does a whole lot of damage to them and you are basically in kill range with just fast moves. Now, if he is able to pull off a charge move and it's gonna do a whole lot of damage, you are going to shield and you're just gonna farm him down all the way. And here I'm gonna show it to you with a Altaria versus Altaria matchup. We're gonna press play here and we're gonna have Altaria versus Altaria. We're just gunning all the way to that Sky Attack right now. And we're gonna see, do we have CMP? Yes, we do. And we're gonna be able to get to that Sky Attack, do a whole lot of damage. Will we get the Excellent here? Yes, we will. And there you go, Sky Attack. He doesn't shield, and look, he's in the red zone, and he also has a Sky Attack ready. So now he should have shielded. So we shield right here. We don't let his damage go through, and now we're just gonna farm him down with just fast moves. Number 3, just in case farming. Now, just in case farming is basically when you're taking a little bit of a risk. You're gonna have to take down your opponent with just fast moves, hoping that he will not be able to get to his charge move. That way you are stored with a whole bunch of energy for whatever's coming in next. So we're gonna be starting off with our Skunk Tank against that Azumarill. It is a very equal matchup. It all depends on shields and who does what charge move, but now we are able to get to that Crunch. Crunch is gonna do some decent damage, and again, we are gonna get to that Excellence, so it will do some decent damage here. Here we're gonna pull off the Crunch and he is going to shield. Now Azumarill's gonna be able to pull off an Ice Beam and we are definitely gonna shield this because we need to make sure that our Skunk Tank stays alive so we win the lead. So here we're gonna keep going again with just Poison Jabs, and Poison Jabs, just trying to get to that next Crunch. Crunch again is gonna do some damage. Will we be able to take another shield out of that Azumarill, or will we be able to do some decent damage here? No, we actually do get the second shield here, and now we know we are in perfect position to be able to take out that Azumarill and just farm because we don't know what's coming in next. So here, he's gonna pull out the Ice Beam, we are gonna shield here, and now we're just gonna farm down that Azumarill. Here it is, Poison Jab, Poison Jab, Poison Jab. He almost has enough for an Ice Beam, but we do have enough to be able to just take him out by basically one fast move. And what comes in, it is gonna be a Venusaur, and we are not wasting no time because that Azumarill used both shields. We're gonna be able to pull off a Flamethrower and take out that Venusaur, another 1 or 2 maybe Poison Jabs, and that is going to be the end of that Venusaur. Next, I'm going to show you guys exactly what people do when they make mistakes when trying to J-farm. Number 1 mistake is going to be over-farming. Over-farming is basically when you have your Pokemon. We talked about this earlier, but I'm going to repeat it again. It is when you have your Pokemon and you're doing way too many fast moves. So here we're going to be starting off with our Swampert going up against that Bastiodon, knowing that Swampert can get to Hydro Cannon fairly quickly, a whole lot faster than Bastiodon getting off his charge move, but we're still farming. We're at like 10 fast moves at this point. We've already hit the 100 cap, and now like we're way past that. So now Bastiodon is able to pull off a charge move and is forcing us to shield here. So we're gonna have to pull off the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon is gonna do some decent damage, and that's going to be pretty much almost the end of that Bastiodon because we do have enough energy to pull off another Hydro Cannon, and that is definitely going to be the end of that Bastiodon. What we did wrong here was we were able to get to Hydro Cannon way before, 2 Hydro Cannons at this point. We were able to get to Hydro Cannon before that Bastiodon was even able to get to Flamethrower, but we were just over-farming for no reason, and it even costed us a shield. So don't do this, guys. Number 2 mistake when trying to farm is getting greedy. Getting greedy means that you are in a situation where you're able to farm, but you're farming too much, and that ends up costing you either a shield or maybe your Pokemon or whatever it is. It costs you something in the match. So here we're gonna be starting off with our Tropius versus the Venusaur. Now Tropius with Air Slash is going to do a whole lot of damage to that Venusaur, but we know that we're going to be able to get to that aerial ace, but also that Venusaur does have Sludge Bomb. Now as you can notice here, we have 1 shield and that Venusaur doesn't have any shields. But we're still farming, He doesn't have any shields, but we're still farming. But now what's gonna happen is we're gonna be able to just farm him down, but we have no shields now, and he has a Sludge Bomb ready. Sludge Bomb is gonna, because of Tropius's grass typing, is gonna do a whole lot of damage. Yes, we're gonna still be able to take down that Venusaur, but as you guys can notice, we could have taken down that Venusaur because we knew that Sludge Bomb was a threat. We could have taken him down, he had no shields. Why did we not just take him down with Aerial Ace and keep whatever excess energy we had? Because we had a lot of energy there. If anything, we probably over farmed there. So we take down the Venusaur with the Aerial Ace, have all that excess energy for whatever's coming back in next. Number 3 mistake that happens when people try to J-farm is something I call getting outgunned. Now what does this mean? It basically means that you are trying to farm a Pokemon that counters you. Yes, you have a charge move that counters that Pokemon, but you also have to be careful because that Pokemon also counters you. So this is a situation where you gotta just get to your charge moves. Yeah, maybe farm a little bit, but not too much, because if you risk this, your Pokemon's done for. And here I'm gonna show you exactly how it's done. Alright, so we're gonna be having our Azumarill versus a Venusaur. Again guys, Azumarill does counter Venusaur with Ice Beam, but Venusaur has Frenzy Plant, so Frenzy Plant is going to do a whole lot of damage to our Azumarill, so we really have to be careful, right? Alright, so now he's going to be pulling off his Frenzy Plant. We are going to shield, and then we're just going to farm a little bit more, a decent amount, right? There's some proper farming, but we're going to pull off that Ice Beam, and we're going to get the Excellent. Yes, we are going to get that Excellent, and that Venusaur is going to shield. Very good move, but we do experience a little bit of lag, and now we're going to try to get to another Ice Beam, but of course Venusaur is going to be able to get to Frenzy Plant faster than us. So what's going to happen is that we're going to just shield there, and then we're going to just get to that Ice Beam. We're going to farm a little bit more again, and now we're like, okay, you know what, we're going to farm. See, that was really close, but again, we are able to get to that Ice Beam. Ice Beam is going to go off. Will that Venusaur now decide to shield? Yes, it will, and look how much energy that Venusaur has compared to our Azumarill. Now we do have an Ice Beam. We have an Ice Beam. But instead, we decided to farm. We're like, what just happened? Azumarill was about to beat Venusaur, but we decided to farm instead. If we didn't farm, and we went straight for the Ice Beam, we would have won that matchup. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like these tip videos, make sure to hit that like button and leave a comment letting me know what other tip videos you guys want us to be able to do. And if you guys like these tip videos, make sure to let us know down in the comments. We like making these tip videos to try to educate you guys. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all PvP and Self Arena content.